Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the Red Light Special Live. I'm your host, Yamina Lejean, aka Madam Yams. What's up, y'all? You know, the world is spinning. We in a whole new month of August. Happy Leo season for my Leos coming out. You know, wow. I'm a moon Leo. You know, my moon is in Leo, so I follow y'all. You know, I get it. Anyways, let me bring in my co-host. We have our choreographer and artistic director, Mr. Apollo Sadiq, aka Ghetto Stiletto himself. What's
Hey,
good?
what's going on? How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yes, I had to miss last week, but I'm here this week.
You've been busy, boo. I understand you've been busy. So let's bring in our comedian activist, Miss Trina, the Queen. Be real.
And sorry, I had to change my robe. I had on pink yesterday. I had to put them on my Vera Bradley for the locks because they got all the flavors. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because Vera Bradley. If y'all don't know about Vera Bradley, look it up. But that's that Upchester, Westchester, Yonkers type chick. You feel me? And Jada just did the damn thing last night. I mean, he put lyrics all up in. First of all, can we get into he tried to battle. It's like you had the healthy boys from the 90s because the locks, even though they smoking and drinking, they got a healthy lifestyle. So you took Jules and Cameron, they still in Harlem in the 90s. I'm like, okay, y'all y'all ain't got no new rhymes and your lyrics ain't matching up no more, boo. I mean, the locks came out so hard. I feel like, I mean, seriously, when first of all, when Jada took the mic and he said, first of all, let me just get into these lyrics, and it was like
he was hungry, man. And what I've
he
always
said, this is what I do. This is what I do. I was so proud at that point in my life. I felt like hip hop came alive in my spirit.
For real. He was hyper than the younger cats right now. Like Jada could come with something right now and just be hot. You know.
First of all, he is hot all day. Jada, you did that last night. You sat on the throne of all thrones. You are the lyricist of lyricists right now. You put lyrics back into lyrics, baby.
You sure
did the this daddy do.
And that energy. See, that's the thing about artists, right?
All three of them had that energy, though. All three of the locks, that energy is a group.
Energy. And it's not even just energy, performance.
Yes, stage presence was everything.
Performance is everything. And a lot of times, like especially back in the 90s, some of them would just be like, yo, 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 whatever. But the crowd want to be able to rock with you. You know what I mean? And
that's exactly why Dipset
was a dip,
because they didn't have first of all, they didn't have no production behind them, like vocally, instrumental wise. It was just purely just bars and a microphone. You know what I'm saying? So after all this time, it kind of shows you who really needs the smoke and mirrors to hold their own and who don't. You know what I'm saying? That's what I seen. Because I'm like, hey, I don't care how old Patti LaBelle gets, she's still gonna hit them notes and kick them damn shoes off.
Right.
At the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So, sometimes it's like, damn, was it really the music, or was it the producing or the production, or
was the video?
Was you really hitting bars? Yeah, was you really hitting bars though? So
right.
I've always been a fan of Jada Kids. Like, man, like I've never been like to like hardcore rap like that, but he's always been a favorite because like the nigga, he can spit, he can flow, he tells stories. I can understand exactly what he's saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that stuff is important to me, and just like just the authenticity of everything, and nothing was ever a gimmick. And he showed that. He showed like you could put me on tour tomorrow and I'm ready.
Tonight.
All of the locks showed that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, Dipset. I feel like, you had your era. I'm not saying it's over, and don't get me wrong, I'm a Harlem chick. You feel me? And it's hard. It was hard to watch that last night. You feel me? It was like I was waiting for them to come with something. And then when I seen Jules get out there, and I was like, what he got? Wait a minute. Who why did he wear every designer he had in the closet? We know you've been gone, Jules, but damn, you did not have to wear every outfit that you never got to wear during COVID and before you went to jail. on stage last night.
Yeah.
Okay. Cause
Hey,
I was like, this dude, I mean, come on, I was confused. I didn't know whether to look at the outfits or to listen to what they were saying because I wasn't excited.
hey, we needed that energy because Jada brought it. You know, the whole Locks brought it. Yes,
The whole Locks brought it.
The whole Locks brought it. But you know, Dipset, you know, still shout out to them because lyrically they are still, you know, legends in this game. So,
and they can still Jim. Don't get me wrong, Jim can't hold his own. Okay, I can't take that nothing away from Jim myself. Okay, I guess I had to talk in the dark. My light, so that was enough. But Jim, I can't take nothing from Jim. God was like, no, you should go in the dark. The whole Dipset should go to darkness.
the whole Dipset, there's a meme talking showing Cameron being like, you can't eat.
One of them fell off the stage.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You didn't see the clip?
No, I haven't seen that clip.
It was too
I think it was Jules that fell off the stage. There's a clip on the Shade Room. He walked right off the stage, right off of it.
Well, it might have been all them clothes he had on.
Hey, I want to know that, you know, hip hop old school, it ain't dead. It's still here.
Let me tell you, it'll never die. The old school hip hop will never die because these young boys go back and listen to it, and then they try to come back and take it as their own. And if you don't do your research, it's just like R&B and old school soul music and a lot of the samples. I mean, hip hop became an era because it was able to sample music from another era. Yeah. So nothing would ever die. It would only multiply and try to get better, amplify it better. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dipset though. Like I said, y'all took that. And y'all gotta eat that. Y'all gotta come back. Now we looking for some not hot albums because there ain't nothing you can do now but come back with some.
They have to come back with something strong now. And well, I heard they're going on tour, both of them. They're doing
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Listen, no matter what, both of them on tour, I still think it's gonna be a hot tour. Like, you know, but we definitely know who they gonna go last. I know who ain't going first.
You know, this is good for them because this can bring more money for their tour, their concerts that they have coming up.
Yeah,
so people gonna want to come and see it. So
listen, after this point, I actually bought a bag today of the Dipset Diplomat weed to support the cause. I felt like I wanted to support the movement of the tour. I bought some of that OG Diplomat Kush today, so I should show you my bag, but I'll get it later.
Oh yeah, what I did love at the end, because you know all their music is that gotta, you know, make you want to, you know, mess somebody up, like, yeah. But at the end of the concert, because you know the energy got a little intense. At the end of the concert, they were, you know, Jada and the rest of them was telling everybody, you know, no problems after this. We don't nobody in New York getting arrested. Everybody throw your sign up. We all Black people. So
at the end of the day, they are doing the art. This is no real beat. Okay, for the people listening in the back, to the young people that don't understand how rap music works. Okay, you should be able to say something and not have your feelings hurt in real life.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me tell you something. People have freedom of speech. People should be able to say how they feel, and you should not be offended. You should not take it to heart. And if it touch your heart, change the situation. All you do is come back hotter and better, because they say you're all as good as your last hit. Last night they weren't prepared. Right. So you only, you know, they say if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Don't seem like they was ready. Jada,
that's what I'm saying.
The Locks them stay ready, okay? They stay.
A lot of the rappers these days wouldn't be able to stand back in the day because they're too sensitive.
Yeah,
they take everything to heart. They take like unless you really even if you going down talking about somebody mama, like, you know what I'm saying. But it's like the simplest thing. Oh nigga, you broke. They ready to fight. Oh, I'm broke. Like, you know, it's like, nigga, like, what we spitting. I'm like, y'all didn't grow up roasting each other with your homies. You know what I'm saying? We used to roast the shit out of each other.
Listen, you didn't hear about the cousin who shot his cousin in the restaurant and like downtown, like right before the pandemic. Like, like people have lost their mind when it comes to what people can say out their mouth.
Oh wow!
You know, people really have a problem hearing someone say something that hurts them, and they don't really know. Like, if you weren't raised taking constructive criticism, any kind of criticism hurts some people, and it makes
especially the younger generation.
Right.
I've noticed that a lot.
Right, and so I think that's one thing that we all have to work on and be more intentional when we speak. because a lot of times people will lose their mind. Like I've seen people get into road rage and actually get into real situations because somebody threw a finger up. I tell you, by the time I almost flipped my car road raging with a motherfucker. Let's be real, okay? I was one of them people, okay? Let me raise my hand since ain't nobody gonna act like nobody ever did no crazy dumb shit, okay? I was one of them people who motherfucker done tried to cut me off. I done chased up on the bitch. Like, bitch, do you know me? Do you know? You will get it. And I'm racing and chasing and running behind this hoe. And I turned too fast around the curve. My ass was leaned over in the fucking ditch. Could have flipped over. And that was the moment God said to me, was it worth it? Was that moment of you need to tell this bitch how you don't even know this hoe?
Right.
Why you know this hoe? About to get in a whole wreck because I'm mad this hoe done cut me off. Fuck that hoe and slow down and move the fuck on with your day. That's what it taught me at a young age, though. Now, I could have been an old person and been bitter and taking knives and guns and shit and got violent, but I learned early enough it's not worth it. Do I want to go to jail because a nigga stupid? Because somebody don't know how to drive and put on their fucking signal when they see that they want to get the fuck over? You know you want to get over, put your signal on. They the main one jump over and be mad when you hit him in the back. Well, motherfucker, I didn't know you was getting over.
Oh, yeah. That road rage, I got that my road rage got a little bit over the years because, you know, I've had a couple little situations.
See?
But I still got, if someone cut me off, I still, you know, I probably won't go all crazy, but I'll give them a nice finger, F you, real nice. And keep
I don't even do all that. I just have a conversation. You mean that heard me in the car? I just be sitting there thinking, bitch, you can hit me if you want to. I'll be the one surviving because you know I got that big ass '94 Lincoln. Yeah. You can hit me. You can hit me if you want to. Right. You can hit this tank if you want to. I'm not gonna be upset. I could go buff my shit out. You, on the other hand, gonna have to get a whole new car. And it's already happened to me before when I got hit by somebody. Okay. Their car got totaled and they pushed me into somebody and their car was totaled too. And I just got a little dimple in my booty. So that's how I be looking at it. Okay, girl, you pull out now. She got some good brakes, but she's heavy. Like,
right. They don't want none of that 94.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Not on that freeway. You be pushing too. I know you be pushing.
Oh yeah, I'll be pushing that thing, honey. Y'all better get beat. Y'all better get out my way. But I signal. That's one thing I do signal. Bitch, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know where I'm going, so you don't got no motherfucking excuse, bitch.
No excuse. Also, since we talk about, I want to get a shout out to Studio 216. We had our performance last week.
Yes.
Performers, and thank you. Apollo was up there doing his thing with his choreography. He came out there. Apollo. Homie jumped from the stage to the ground. You know, I had saw the rehearsal, and so I already kind of knew what was going on. But as soon as the performance comes on, he puts himself in certain areas that wasn't in the rehearsal. And so now I look up, he's on the stage. Homie, this nigga gonna jump from the top down to the ground, like all the way on the ground in these
and heels too, by the way.
You know how? Yes,
showed out.
He killed it. He came out like Superman. Though I was like, because you know you tall.
I know. I was pulling all types of tricks that night.
He was doing splits. He was doing everything. He was serving it. Okay.
Giving the people what they need.
Yamina had a solo performance as well. Oh, yeah. And Yamina went up there and she wore it out, honey. She gave us sexy. She gave us afro. Yeah, she was giving us everything. Body. She was giving us ass. Honey, she was giving us everything. So definitely can't wait.
Okay.
Just a little bit, I just wanted to give a little something. I wasn't trying to explode, I was exploding.
She gave him a big taste, not a little taste, but a big taste.
She gave him that sauce. She gave him some of that sauce.
Yeah. So I had to, do my little dance hall, my little afro, my little twirly thing. It was cute. It was cute. Shout out to the Studio 216. So I know you interested. getting your wine and your booty twerk and all that.
Yes, girl, you already know when I come. I can't wait for you to get here.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's why I'm sitting in my robe eating my peanuts, getting my booty right.
I heard that. You heard them.
They say you gotta eat. They say you gotta eat a lot of peanuts and potatoes and all that. So I'm eating my nuts.
Okay.
With my nice fluffy robe, Vera Bradley robe on. You know, I got my fan on because I stay a little cool, hot. You know what I mean? Combination of thing on.
Okay.
Well, so let's I want to shout out. We were talking about our girl Simone Biles. She returned, and she did an event and she received bronze medal, and now she has like I think she's tied with the most medals in America. Like crazy, and she's what 24 years old.
Yeah.
After all that, because she was going through twisties. That's what I heard or saw in interviews that she was experiencing twisties, which is why she had to step back.
Take a minute. She need to take a minute. Let's listen. Think about it. You have the pressure of the American people. Then you have the pressure of the Black people. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Then you got pressure of women. That's another thing.
Abused by her coach.
Right. All those things, all the trauma. And then you're also looking at what's happening in the world, right? We're going through a pandemic. Like, she's human.
Yes.
And people want her to be this superhuman. And I think it's great that she came back. I commend her. I think she was brave the first time. I would think she was brave when she left. I thought she was brave speaking up for herself throughout her whole journey, right? Because this child has been through a lot. Her whole journey, if you've ever really looked at her story, she's been through a lot.
Yes.
And I commend her for being who she is and still giving us something to watch and be proud of, right?
Right.
But I also think the media spends way too much time looking at all the negative things because everybody kept saying this mental health. Like, people can't have time to be human to say this is a lot of fucking pressure. I'm tired. Right. She had to eat a certain way for all these months training. She's training constantly. She's under the constant people watching it. You never have a moment to be yourself. You got people in bushes taking pictures and shit of you and your boyfriend eating noodles. Like, it has seriously. Like, at some point, she just wants to be treated like a normal person. Right. And now you go to this Olympics, which is already, you got all these COVID problems. You think we're doing COVID shit here, but you imagine they probably all had to get vaccinated or deal with some kind of vaccination type shit.
Yeah.
Without even having a choice in it, because it was either that or you won't be able to be in this game.
Right.
That was your first thing taken away. And then after you realize, and you might not felt that it was something that you truly believed in, but you've been fed all this shit. Well, if you don't get it, you're part of the reason. But now they're telling us there's all these different variables. It's all these different variants.
Yeah.
And that they've been knowing about this way before now, because if they have already created like patents on some of these variants and names and things, people have to do research. Yeah. And we don't know what research these athletes have been privy to, right? Mm-hmm. And they still got to come out and perform.
Right.
It's like a person that's in the military. They got to go to war even if they don't feel like the war is fair. Mm-hmm. Right? They took an oath to this country because this country pays them. So because they took an oath, no matter whether they think it's right or wrong, they have to fight. She's an athlete of the country of America. And at the same time, she's a part of the system that, we just have to keep her lifted up as people.
Yeah. Most definitely. And she says that she has a total of 32 Olympic and world medals.
That's dope.
So she has the more gold medals overall. And she is tied with Shannon Miller as the most successful American gymnast in the game. So I'm seeing this.
Salute. I got to give her the double salute. You don't get one, you get
Yep. So she got bronze in the balance beam. And I'm happy that she, if she didn't compete at all, still would have supported her, still would have saluted her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I told you I saluted her when she took a stand because I never seen an athlete besides the tennis player decide to take that because that's a lot of money they lose out on endorsements and so on and so forth.
Yeah, very true. So I'm glad that she was able to compete and do her thing. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna take a little turn.
Go Simone. Go Simone.
Go Simone. Yes, at the Red Light Special Live, we celebrate you, Simone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, girl. All right, so we were talking about this last week, and let's talk about it. Okay, so we talked about Mr. DaBaby, how he made a comment at Rolling Loud, about people with the STD and sucking danglings in the parking lot. We talked about that. So he has received a lot of backlash from that and lost a lot of money in endorsements. He has
been still losing.
And he even went on and apologized on his IG, but that also was kind of made it a little bit worse.
Yeah, because that apology was even whack.
Yeah.
My mama used to say,
more excuses. It was excuses.
What I thought about as far as like the things that he said, I felt like the LGBT community was upset, but I felt like more the HIV community should have been addressed first, because that's like the first comment that he made, because it's like you don't know who has what. People could be born with that, you know what I mean, with an STD from blood from their mamas, and they were really more so focused on what he said about, sucking dang-a-lang up in the parking lot, you know what I mean? But now I'm starting to see that the LGBT community and also the different organizations that deal with people living with AIDS and HIV have come together to, like, come at him. And so I want to get your response on that, because do you feel that he should be completely canceled? And I know we talked about that last week, and I think this is a humbling experience for him, because I know he has not been having such a good luck in the media, especially towards women. So we'd like to get your take on it, Apollo.
Well, this is more so how I feel about it, because today Miley Cyrus came out and was like, oh, because I'm part of the LGBTQ community, etc., blah, 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 blah. I sent you, talking about DaBaby, I sent you a DM, and I would so love to respond so we can come together and have a conversation so I can, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Look, I'm a black man that grew up around black men. And ghetto black men, hood black men, all types of black men, but those types specifically. Like I said, I don't know why he said it. I have no idea what the purpose was for that moment in time, why he said it, but it was very specific what he said. And his DJ or hype man, whatever, made it very suspicious. Yeah, because a lot of y'all niggas is sus. A lot of y'all niggas is suspect. So it was very direct what he was trying to refer to.
We were saying that last week too. We were like, what happened to you? Something must have happened to you for you to say that.
I mean,
I just say this. Let me tell you something. Something must have happened to him and his DJ. This is why I told y'all last time before. People don't come out saying shit like that unless they might have, like, what I think may have happened. And I'm not a factor, but in my psychic ability, that they may have met someone of the other community, somebody in their crew, right? That they didn't know was a trans. Okay? Because it happens. There's some beautiful people out here in the world that are not just running up to you telling you who you are. Because why are you so mad? That's not something people say at a concert. People with HIV, like, and people sucking dick. Like, who thinks of that at a fucking concert unless you are mad that someone that you know is experiencing it and you didn't know, and you found out, and you trying to call them, because who does that?
Right.
Niggas, but here's the thing. I'm a nigga that's been around niggas. Niggas do random shit. They do shit like that.
But I've never heard, let me tell you, I've been around some hood niggas, right? And I've been to some hood concerts. And all of my 40-something years of living, right? I ain't never went to no concert and they be like, but to the people with this disease and the people with who doing this in the parking lot, I ain't never, because they never gave for it. They might have said people with real hair, people who got money, people who got their own fucking house, people who driving their own car, people who
It's called deflection.
It's
Huh?
Called deflection.
Okay, we'll talk more about that, Apollo, because now I don't know about that. Let's get into it.
Let's hear from
It's
you.
one of the things where, and I've experienced this. I've experienced this with a friend that I knew for a fact got down with niggas, but every time we got around a certain, either whether it was women or men, there was always this extra shit that had to be put on to try to deter your mindset away from the possibility that I could be this way. So it would just be the most randomest shit out of nowhere. Like somebody could walk by, damn, you see that ass? And everybody's like, wait, what? Like we're talking about flowers and ponies or some shit. Like, and you just burst out of some shit. Oh, now I ain't with that gay shit. And it's like, wait, no one's talking about anything gay. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like something that it just kind of happens. I've seen it happen a lot with dudes, straight dudes, where it's just randomly, they have to prove a point out of nowhere for whatever reason. Like either something could have happened, like you said, any type of perspective, but it's a deflection from whatever the fuck. And it's more of an internal thing than anything. Because even the DJ come and talk about, yeah, so because some of y'all niggas real suspect.
That sounds
y'all niggas suspect though? Because you know what I'm saying? And that's really just kind of how it be sometimes. And you be like, you going so hard for a situation.
And why would you care if niggas are suspect? They paid for a concert. They didn't pay to fuck you.
Yeah.
That's exactly. Why would you care? Why are you even thinking about gay people in the first place in your show?
Right. Why are you worried about what people doing in the parking lot? I mean, I'm just saying, like I said, his apology.
You did not hit in the parking lot? Or did you, I don't know, did you have a little boo thing that was like, it's over and I'm done and I'm not fucking with you no more? And you was mad about it, so now you want to, like, it could be anything.
I don't know, but let me tell you what I do know. I do know that he should not did that, because what I did like about him in the beginning, I dislike about him now, right? Like there was me, and he might not give a fuck, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the baby not giving a fuck that I'm not a fan. I ain't bought none of your music. It's cool. Because but I actually thought at one point, I was like, damn, here it is from the South, North Carolina. He about to put some shit, North Carolina on the map, have something that come out of the gutter, even though, I heard that he actually murdered somebody, and that the case that he told people is not the same. So I don't know, like the baby who I thought was the baby, I don't know the baby. And so what I'm going to say is this. I think that you should be mindful about who you speak about, because you don't know who's in your family and who in your life that you could be hurting because of your choice of words. Mm-hmm. And I believe the same way that he is blown up, he don't think the same way they go up, they go down.
Right.
And he might not feel like shit right now because he still got a lot of money, and he don't feel like those things that he's losing right now matter, right? Mm-hmm. Because there's a lot of other niggas that agree with how he thinks, right? That's what's fucked up about this world that we live in, because you have so many biased people who will rather judge someone else's lifestyle, because which they shouldn't. What the fuck you worried about what somebody doing in their bedroom? Like seriously, like where?
That's the thing, right? That's the thing right there. And that's what it comes down to is he might not even think that way because of his environment and who he's been around. He could be thinking, oh, I know if I say this, niggas gonna be like, hell yeah, just to say it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even feel that way. Your whole squad that was performing, almost all the niggas that was dancing with you was gay. You know what I'm saying? That was dancing with you for the BET Awards and all that stuff. The dancers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people on your creative team. And that's what I'm saying. Right. It's a thing. It's like a deflection. It'd be a deflection. It's like I said, no one's thinking about that, or you trying to make yourself seem a certain way to a certain group of people so they don't suspect nothing about you, or whatever the case may be.
Or like I said, maybe the truth of who he is as a person, because you don't know these people. You are so busy getting mad at something that people choose to do on their own personal time. It has nothing to do with your music.
But see, my thing is,
I don't even think he cares.
But see,
I really think he just said it because he thought that that was some nigga shit to say, and niggas will be like, yeah.
right. But see, my thing is, I understand how people are talking about okay the gay community. I just feel that so much is being focused just on the gay community. The first thing he talked about was the disease specifically, and that's not targeting just the gay, the LGBT.
And he was definitely wrong for saying that.
And so I feel that's what I'm saying. It's like everything went to LGBTQ, but there's people who is living with these disease, kids all over the world in the country, different places that it's not their. Not saying that anything is their fault, part of the LGBTQ community. I'm just saying as far as the first thing that he mentioned, it was like that affects gay, straight, transgender.
And why would you mention a disease out of all things? Like, why would you put something like
that? That's the reason. That's what, and I understand what you're saying, but that is the reason. He mentioned the disease to segue into the gay thing. It was only that. It wasn't had nothing to do with straight people, because whenever anybody associates HIV, they immediately associate it with the gay community, period. That's why you're saying, I don't understand why they won't look at it and say straight, because no one associated it with nobody else. They only associate it with us. We're the only people in the world that can get in. We got to be whole.
Even though, like you said, there are straight people living with it. There are straight people.
There's plenty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's just forget the continent of Africa and everything they're going through over there.
But because of how they said, because of how they say AIDS is spread, is why they believe that is that way. But there are plenty of women that have anal and all these other ways of sex. So it's not just.
He needs to be educated. He just needs to be overall educated. You know what I mean?
People through surgery that messed up got it. Paramedics.
Blood transfusion, right? You said blood transfusion.
Yeah. So it's like
he was saying it based on his knowledge of what he knows associated to the disease. That's why the gay community so much is in uproar, because his knowledge of it ain't thinking about everybody else. It's just thinking about the gay folks. So that's more so.
I'm with Apollo because he led with that, but then he went into for the boys, it's in the parking lot and doing this, and it's like, what does all this got to do with your show right now?
All of it, and that's the thing. I think he just thought it was gonna be something just that niggas like. You could have been like, "Hey, if you got $20 in your pocket, lift your lighters up or something." And then the pussy smell like.
If you happy, you made right. Then I looked at his show. He bought some new chick he got out on his label, and she gonna come out talking about we outside, fuck COVID. I'm saying okay, and that's why so many of y'all came back with COVID. You might have didn't catch it because you got money, but so many people in that rolling out crowd came back with COVID.
They said I think it's so much because people keep bringing up the fact of, well, all these rappers is rapping about killing and smoking and, you know, doing drugs and all this other stuff, and none of them get canceled. But that's something as a culture we've accepted from our artists too. We've accepted them talking about these things. So of course they're like, if y'all like it, hell yeah, we gonna like it too, because we gonna make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? The reason that I feel it kind of happened the opposite way, it started off with the gay community, and then the conversation was expanded into everybody has this disease. That's more so what it started to expand into later, because people had to think about it and be like,
that's what I'm saying.
It expanded into it later, but the initial start was more so, yes, the gay community. But as time went by, because other people had to come in and say, hey, you do know that, you know what I'm saying? And then this whole Miley Cyrus thing, like, I made a comment on the Shade Room. I said, look, don't nobody need to educate anybody about nothing if you're an adult these days. We literally have an education device attached to us 24/7 with our cell phones. There is nothing that Google, or I don't even think they got Ask Jeeves no more, but if they still do, you can ask him too. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got a whole team. He got a PR team. He got a label. He got this team. He got a cleanup crew team. All these teams. He don't need no Miley Cyrus, as much as I love her. But no little white girl from Hollywood coming in here trying to tell this nigga from the hood and try to inform him or enlighten him about something, because it starts within the Black community to begin with. It starts within the Black male community to begin with, just the thought process of the mindset. So he's not going to listen to you, girl, just because Hannah Montana made billions. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now I have a look. And now I have a look.
Well, it needs to be somebody from like, you know what I'm saying? Because think about it. You would never, I doubt you ever hear Tupac say anything like that, but people don't want to take it that far and think about the perspective of what he represented. They stray so far.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I was in the era of Pac, Biggie. I don't never remember going to a concert and them coming up with nothing like that. They didn't.
No one has. I think this is the first time.
I've even been to heavy metal rock concerts. I've never heard nobody go this in depth about any injustice like this. This is just like a next level.
Shit, put your hands up.
I want to say to the baby, go sit down and suck a pacifier.
And honestly, if anything, you know what I
go suck some of them baby mama titties you got, because you got enough of them.
That's what I'm saying. I would hear that. If I would hear, like, if you ain't going back to the hotel fucking and sucking, and you don't need to be out here, something like that. They mad because you're not going back home, going to be a freak. If you ain't out in the parking lot sucking dick, why you don't even need to be here? If you finna go home and suck some dick, put your hands in it.
Well, that's something that would be said versus what he said.
Like
he would have got more fans. He would have got more fans with what you just said, Apollo, than the shit he said.
Cause that's some real shit.
Because I got plenty of girlfriends, they love it, honey. They be like, "What sucker? Where it says? Send it to me. Let me give you a thing."
That's like, to me, like I said, I don't know where it was like.
Ooh, sorry, y'all.
Oh, actually, you know what? And I don't know how much of a reach this is, but I think a lot of it had to do with Lil Nas's success that he's been having. Because a lot of the rap niggas been having a big problem with his streams and how much he's been, and the way his shit been blowing up. And it's interesting that it happened after the fact of him and that video came out. And you know, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let me say to you, we need to stop talking about people's sexuality because you don't know who's who anymore.
You don't at all.
And right, you don't. You really don't know who the fuck is who.
And who's been who.
Okay. 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 So let me just tell you, when I was in Philly for these last 2 weeks, I was a whole community where I was at visiting, and I don't know there were different type of people, and I don't know who was what. I don't know. I was just like, okay, I don't know. That's what I'm gonna say. I seen women with beards,
right.
I seen men looking like, so I don't know.
Hey, you just got respect.
These days, y'all better watch out because I know I've seen some trans men that I've been like.
If you looked at, I think Pose was definitely a great segue for us to see the world in a different light, and I think people need to open up to that. Like Pose was kind of like opening you up to say, there's a whole world out here that you don't know that exists.
Now, do you? So, since we're on that question, since we're all about acceptance and on the world. So, for transgender, do you feel that they should let someone know that they are?
I think before you start dating and making them get into any kind of, I think that should be like the introduction of, y'all. You don't got to go to in a face-to-face. You got to be safe, right? So if you meet somebody online, I think that should be something they should know up top. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not something you tell them after you start talking to them or have sex. Because I hear a lot of stories about people having sex with them and then they tell them afterwards. And I don't know how you have sex and they don't know. Like, I don't know how the fuck they tucking for a dude not to know. I don't know how drunk a nigga is that he not feeling. Because the niggas I be with, before I got married, they was feeling, touching, tasting. So I don't know how they doing it. Because the shit that niggas talking about, I had sex. Well, how'd you just have ass sex and you never went to feel the front part? Because ain't nobody ever
surgery,
huh?
The surgery.
No, but some people have not had the surgery. Am I not right?
I don't know, because I know a couple, bitch, and I just be like, girl, I don't how, and they be like, they just want to fuck, so they just they be, and then too, you got to think most women aren't gonna let a guy fuck them in the ass. So
Right,
you
but
get
so
a
how do
guy,
they just get them right? But so wait a minute, this is
they gonna go for it.
right, but this is what I'm saying. So they'll say, "Oh, I can't have sex because I'm on my period." But how can you have anal sex? Because you would still have a situation happening.
Shit.
So I'm saying, what guys are they with that are that naive?
And some of these guys, they go through it. It's after the fact when it's done. Because guys have a thing that once we nut, I don't know if women's is the same, but it could literally turn off. Like literally, you like get off of me. Like, because I've had those experiences where as soon as I nut, I'm like, all right, get off. Like, like go home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so and it be like that with them. So it's like they get upset after the fact because they realize that they kind of let I'm serious. It just hey, it turns off. It's like a light switch. And it's just like,
look,
all right, cool.
You cold. You cold.
It's too hot out there to be all cold. Okay, so since we're talking about this, let's get into the next part of our relationships real quick. We got a couple minutes left. This one is about money and balance in relationships. So I saw this on Instagram, and I sent you guys a link. I actually saw it on the Shade Room Dancers. You know how you do dancers, and they were talking to this. Dang, I can't remember his name, but they were talking about like if a man was, this could be for a man and woman, or a man and man, woman and woman, whatever. But who is this? Yeah, so they were saying like if a man basically provides you a home, pays all the bills, you know, you could be cooking for him, or you could be giving. The only thing you're really good for is giving him poom poom. That's it, because you can cook, you can do this. They can purchase it. They can purchase that. Basically, is what he was saying. And so I thought that was kind of like, a lot of men must feel that way. That, you know, if you're the person that's a breadwinner, and the other person may be able to contribute in their kind of way, do they really look at it as, I can really pay for that, and so I'm just really with you for some ass, or I'm really with you to be on my arm because I pay the bills? Because my thing is, if somebody is getting me a house and we together and they paying for the house, like, so that means that that's helping your credit, right? And so what's that doing? What's my investment? You know what I mean? And they're even saying that for women who may make money or more. If a man is providing a home, a house, you know what I mean, and he can fix things, as a woman, really, what can you give him that he can't pay for?
Love, companionship,
emotional support.
I would say love, companionship.
That part.
Huh?
They missed that part, emotional support.
Yeah, and love, and companionship. Like somebody to really be there to, you know, really give a fuck about you. Excuse me to say it that way, like to really care. Because you can't get somebody that wants you to take care of them and all that, but they don't really love you. They want the things you can do for them. So when you find somebody that you have some compatibility with, and y'all enjoy each other, and you can have fun, and y'all friends, and y'all can laugh, you can actually enjoy, and you know, you don't mind going out doing the things you do because you have somebody to come home to. Because coming home to an empty house ain't fun.
No. Coming home to an empty house ain't fun. And I thought this was pretty very egotistical, that men are even feeling this way, that if I provide your home, the main thing you're giving me is punani. How does that work in your situation, Apollo, as far as like, for a man perspective, someone's paying more of the money than the other? Are they expecting you to just get some ass, or do they respect you the same way? Is it the same thing that happens with men and women? Because I know with men, when a lot of times when they feel like they've given more money, then they don't really respect a woman like that. They really want her just to be that way.
It really just depends on the dynamic of the relationships. Because with just like with women and men, and I don't think it's talked about it much, there's a lot of, I'm not gonna say feminine men, but submissive men and dominant. And it's just like we have submissive men, like a submissive man and a dominant man. But sometimes the submissive man is the one that's making the money and paying the bills, and the dominant man is the one just like a regular nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, well, nigga, you don't work, you don't do shit, you play video games all day. I'm over here going to work, paying the bills. I work at Bank of America. You have a job every week. So both dynamics are kind of the same. And age plays a part also too for like with us as well, because it's more so like if you're older, and I think same women it's a little different. It's like if I'm a woman, period, and no matter if I'm older than you or not, it's like you're supposed to be expect you to do certain things as a man. But over here, sometimes age has a big part of it. It's like, well, you're older than me, so you should have it together. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be like that. But I think when it comes to just respect, it's the dynamics of the relationship. Some men, I haven't found this one yet, but some men don't want you doing shit. They just want to see you do it, whatever the fuck. All right, baby, go. You don't want to do nothing. All right, you don't got to work. You want to start a puppy washing business? Go start your puppy washing business. They want to be that aspect. They want to take care of everything. They don't want you doing shit. It's almost frustrating because you're like, well, damn, can I do something? I at least want to cook. No, you're not cooking. You're not cleaning. I need your hands. I need this and that to be perfect and pretty. I don't want you touching nothing.
Well,
you know,
shit,
so
I ain't never met that man. But see, that's some other shit. I ain't never met that man.
they're out there. I know a couple. I know a couple that they don't have to do nothing, like literally, and it annoys them because they have to fight just to do something. They're like, let me do something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to feel like I'm doing it. You're being my wife. You're taking care of the kids, and you be at home. That's all I need you to do. I don't need nothing else from you. So I think it's the dynamic of what the man expects, because honestly, whatever that man was saying, if he expected more out of her, then he needs to voice that. But if you want to be the man and you want to take all these responsibilities on, but then you also want to complain about me not doing nothing, who knows what she might want to do? She might want to do something, but you always probably like, babe, I got it. Oh, no, babe, don't worry about it, etc. Don't worry. Oh, no, you ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you got to give, like me in relationships, they're always want to feel like they're the man.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times I feel like I'm the emotional one that keeps things together emotionally.
Right.
I always feel like the woman. But being the woman, I still feel like the more dominant one, which is the interesting thing, because I'm taking care of the things that are most important, the emotional stability of the relationship.
And
keeping your head
is what it is. No, it's that emotional.
Like, you ain't gonna have no home unless there's someone running it. Like, so it's like one of those things, but it's like I've always made my money and I've always been independent, and that's been an issue with me. They're like, well, you won't let me do anything for you. I don't need you to do that for me.
Right.
Anything I like simple shit. Bitch, go buy me my favorite shake or something. You know what I'm saying? I love ice cream. I love Rocky Road. Bitch, you buy me a Rolex. I don't wear watches. What I'm gonna do with this other than pawn it, bitch, and get the coin and go buy what I want? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I know women's dynamics is different. Like my household, my mom, she's the dominant one. She took care of everything. My dad worked and all that stuff, but my mom was, and she allowed him to think that he was being the man. Because he's like, well, I paid the mortgage, and that's all you paid. I paid for private school. I bought all the food. I paid for all his clothes. I paid for the insurance for the cars. I paid for the health insurance. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he had that one thing, and it made my dad feel like he was the man, because he thought that he was taking care of the big responsibility, which was paying the mortgage of the house. But she was like, what about the homeowner's insurance? We stay in front of a lake. What about the flood insurance? You didn't pay for none of that shit. So I think it's more so dynamics and what fits for people. Because there's some women out there, they don't want their man doing nothing. They want to take care of everything. Sugar mamas.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not that.
Sugar mama age. They just like that feeling of being able to take care of their man.
I don't think I'm ever gonna be that fucking age.
I don't mind taking care of my partner, my man, but it has to be reciprocated. I'm not gonna be the sugar.
I mean, I'm married and we
as long as he be a sugar daddy, we could be sugar each other's sugar like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm married and we a partnership.
I don't mind taking care. Honestly, I don't mind being a person that would take care of
everything. There might be times where I might have had to carry the load, and and I might have made more that year. It might have been times he made more, but there's always a balance, and that's what money and balance in a relationship is about. it's, to me, people that have a balance are happier. It seems that when they have the other dynamics and some cheating always going on, okay, because somebody's lacking somewhere.
Mhm.
So all I'm gonna say is money and balance in a relationship means two people being committed, no matter who makes how much money. It means two people coming together to see the same value.
Right.
Because no matter how much money you make, your time is just as valuable as the money. Because without you, there's not worth. You can make all this money, but without somebody to spend it with that you enjoy, it's not worth shit. There's tons of people that date young people, old people, or people for money, but when you find somebody to really love and you can enjoy, it's a whole different way of life. I promise.
One thing you can't pay for is peace of mind.
Peace
And
of
if
mind.
I paying all the bills and every time I come home and I just feel like I'm on vacation, I'm in bliss, I don't mind paying. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me. Every time I come home, I feel loved and adored. I feel appreciated. That's the main thing too, feeling appreciated. Like I don't know if that man, maybe it felt like he didn't feel appreciated listening to him. I'm more so maybe that might be based on being what it is. I don't
And
know.
passionate. He was really. This was it's called At the Table, and the person who was speaking was Rico, and he
And
sounds so passionate about it.
I think sometimes that might be what it is. Some of it, he doesn't sound like he was such a bad guy, but I don't know him like that. But I still feel like it's the appreciation. Like sometimes you get so used to things being a certain way that you forget to say thank you,
Right.
or you know what I'm saying, or just anything. Hey, I really love that you this, or just letting someone know how they make you feel. I
Right.
appreciate take care of these things for me, so I'm able to do A or B. I feel those things are so important to show someone and be like, you should know. No, I should know, but it'd be nice to hear it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sitting here thinking you appreciate me, and you on off on some other dick somewhere. I would like to hear.
See, that's the thing about with men is that they want to be appreciated, but they don't always show appreciation from the emotional support that they get from us. So it's like if we're giving all this emotional support, you're not showing appreciation for me dealing with your mood swings and this and that or whatever. And so I'm not getting a thank you for that. So then what happens? That builds resentment. And so then she's probably not telling him thank you for the materialistic things, you know what I mean? Like the house or paying the bills or whatever. So now he doesn't feel appreciated
Right.
because he just did all this material thing, and then she feels underappreciated because she just exerted all of this emotional energy. And that happens a lot between men and women, but men feel like that's our job to be nurturing. They
Yeah,
feel that it's our job to nurture them, and it's not work, and it is work.
that's what it is. They have that mindset that it's a natural thing for them. Because for them, half the time a woman be like, oh, you bitching and screaming, they'll be like, okay, but they're not thinking about it all day. They're gonna go off and do some other shit, and it's gonna be off their mind to go play football, go hang with the boys. Now the woman is gonna hold on to all that emotional shit that happened throughout the day, and
Yeah.
she's gonna carry it, gonna keep it through. She's gonna analyze it, go back over again. She's gonna think about what she should have said, what she shouldn't have said. Like, you know what I'm saying? A man, he's not carrying all that. He's gonna just go off about his day and then come back and be like, hey, babe. And you like, nigga, did you not? Like, I deal with that because I'm on both sides. So I've dealt with men where they'll be like that. And I'm like, you really coming up in here like you didn't just say A, B, or C. Well, damn, like you still on that? Yeah, nigga, you left me on it. Like, what the fuck? You left me on it. You bitch, you left me on the highway and you expect, no, I'm still here, sitting on the highway, watching life go by, waiting for you in this situation to get situated. I'm waiting for AAA to pick me up because you're not on your way. So I don't know what to do. I have to call AAA, bitch.
Right.
Like,
Right. Exactly. Well, y'all, we got, like we all say, there has to be a balance. Like Apollo said, just like Trina said, there has to be respect, balance in relationship. If you're making more money than the other, then the person in that relationship is obviously going to be reciprocating in some kind of way. And if you want them to just sit there and look cute, then that's what that should be stated in the beginning of what you want, what you need in your relationship. It really all comes down to communication and not expectations, because people are living in a world that we have been programmed to think some way, and women are still
people change. People change.
Change.
People think that they want change as they grow, as they get older, as they evolve or devolve, if that's even a word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like their expectations can become less. You can be in a situation where it's like, damn, you used to really hate when I did that. They don't give a fuck anymore because they realize it's not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand, and like I said, communication. That's what communication comes in. Being open to say, I used to feel like this, but you know, now I don't really like going over to your parents for Thanksgiving. Like, you know, I dealt with it for 20 years and I just don't want to do that. Can we do something else? Can we have a time? You know what I'm saying? You got to be open. Things change.
Right.
I don't like your mama. I've tried for 20 years.
Right. Well,
I can't do it. I do it as a courtesy for you. You know, the people change. They get shit. They be over shit. Or they change in good ways.
Right.
I will actually go see your mama this Thanksgiving. You want to see my mama? Yeah. You know, things change. Allow people to change and understand it, you know?
Exactly. Well, there you have it, y'all, for our Red Light Special Live for tonight with our host Apollo Sadiq and Trina B. Real. And I am your host, Yamina Lejan. You can follow us here at Apollo Sadiq is at the bottom. And then you can also follow Miss Trina B. Real. And you can follow myself and visit the website to watch our shows. And we will be back next week. And if y'all have some topics you would like us to talk about, please send that in the chat. You can always DM me at Yamina Lejan or Arta Lejan, or you can DM Apollo Sadiq or Trina Be Real and be like, we want y'all to talk about this. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We like the likes and the hearts. We appreciate you. And we'll see you later. Ciao.
Yeah.